Hey Gilbert, what you know what? Before we do that, let's get to some promos. Man, we do you know of a place where we can go have maybe a compas meeting? We have to do that at least once a month to kind of relax us, kind of chill us out. Do you know of a place where we can go, Gilbert?
Yeah, Fernando, you kind of threw me off. I was waiting for something that you like to say, but we'll get there eventually. But I thought you would never ask about a place. I've been trying to get you to Brewery X in Anaheim, man. I love the beer at Brewery X. I love the seltzers. We had them at during the draft week. They're pretty hard for your compas. I had to stop after one, but I want to go back to Brewery X in Anaheim, man. That place is popping, good atmosphere. So I know you got to drive up the 5 freeway from San Diego to come to Anaheim, but come on. I'm telling you, the Compass got to go to Brewery X, and we got to get some people to join us there too.
No, definitely. I mean, it's funny because obviously I don't make that trip alone. My brother Daniel comes up with me, and he loves Anaheim because of Disneyland. Maybe this will be his second favorite place. Disneyland, Brewery X, Anaheim's gonna be like a gold mine to him. He's gonna get excited if Brewery X becomes now his place to go to.
Wow, what a pregame for Disneyland. I'm down for Brewery X.
There you go.
There might be one thing we're missing though, Fernando. I like some alcohol to go with the beer. Do you got anything in mind for me now?
I think I have something called Garrison Brothers Bourbon. I mean, hey, fight nights are. You know what? It feels like fight night is every night, every weekend. So with that, you could. I mean, we can go to Brewery X for lunch. Then after that, some Garrison Brothers bourbon to kind of go for the fights later that night. I mean, I think it's a good. I think it's a good double down, bro.
Damn, we're thinking the same now. We have a Saturday set, Brewery X, Disneyland, fight night with some bourbon. And Fernando, I got some news too. I heard from our guy Ryan Dyrud that the bourbon is on the way. It's being delivered, so it's coming to my house soon. I got to try. Well, I don't know about you, but I'll try it and let you know how it is.
Man, it's something else. It really is one of those things that I feel like is going to go down smoothly, and you're going to be able to relax. Maybe, hey, after you drink one or two, we can do another episode of Compas. What do you think?
Hey, me with some bourbon, Garrison Brothers, and the Compas should be fun.
Love it, Gilbert. Well, I know you like talking alcohol and everything, but you know what? It's time for the show.
Let's hit it.
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I am Fernando Ramirez, Chargers beat reporter for Sports Illustrated, and with me, as always, my co-host Gilbert Manzano, Chargers beat reporter for the OC Register and LA Daily News. Before we get to that phrase, this is a special edition Compas on the Beat schedule release. So now that we got that out of the way, what's up, bro?
Man, it's getting squeakier by the episode, Fernando. And you know what? I gotta say, I'm happy to see you because it's not 5:30 in the morning. That first game they got released. Oh my God! Like I had to wake up at 5:30 to see the Chargers play in the nation's capital against a WFT Washington football team. But right now we're recording at 5 o'clock for I guess, the official release that nobody waited for.
Exactly. I mean, it feels like at separate times today, as schedules are getting released and everything. I love that you said WFT and you didn't get those two last letters mixed up, because I know that that's what you were thinking when you had to wake up at 5:30 in the morning to do the schedule release. But man, schedule got released, and it's funny because they say, oh, schedule release won't be till 4:45, but I think at like 10 o'clock. I saw like the Patriots schedule release, the Saints, and I think I saw obviously they didn't release it, but some reporters did. But man, I'll tell you one thing, Gilbert. Teams are starting to get creative with the way they're announcing their schedules. Chargers had Joey Bosa do a PowerPoint. I mean, I think the Saints did a whole like movie aspect to it where I don't know. It's like Cam Jordan's a secret agent. I don't know, but it's fun to see all the creativity around the NFL.
Yeah, I'll give credit to the Chargers. Joey Bosa made me laugh, and it was funny because I kind of already knew what the schedule was going to be like, but I needed a few games to kind of fill in the gaps. Like I didn't know where the Browns were going to play or the Broncos, And when Joey was reading it off, and he got to like maybe I think it was maybe I forget for the Browns. I think it was week 5. I'm like, okay, there's the Browns. I
Yeah,
filled
week
in.
5.
It's like a bingo card. Okay, Joey Bosa said the Browns. Okay, let's go. But what's my favorite kind of reveal is beat reporters. Get in the leagues, the scoops of the schedule, and it's like a puzzle. And we're like, okay, week 14 over here. We're week 18. And by the time the official release is out, it's just a couple games left. So I think the Chargers were kind of smart. I think they released their schedule maybe 20 minutes before the official
Yeah,
one. So
4:45.
I don't blame
You're
them.
allowed to release it 15 minutes before the
Okay.
official 5. I just don't understand that, but yeah, that's what they were able to do. But have you ever seen how they do the schedules or no?
I've seen like a documentary a couple years ago. Wasn't it like,
So
an
they
old
they lock
couple?
these guys in a room, and it's like they have, it's like all not dark, but they have like window things all around. So like they're piecing together the schedules, doing all this stuff. Then when they have it ready, they show it to like NBC, and all these teams or all these networks already have what they want for Sunday, Monday, all that stuff. So then these guys kind of have to piece it together. So I think it's incredible the way these guys do it. But man, I'll tell you, one game. I mean, obviously we're gonna get into the Chargers schedule, but let me just one game that I'm excited to watch next season, and I know there's a lot. Week 4, Tom Brady goes back to New England. That one to me is very interesting because I feel like the fans will clap, they'll cheer for Brady when he's announced. As soon as the game starts, though, he's gonna get booed, I think, just because he's a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. But let me ask you, Gilbert, prediction time. Handshake, hug, nothing, slap in the face. What are we going to get when Belichick and Brady meet that day?
You ever seen that the meme or the viral video of Bill Belichick coming out to the Stone Cold Steve Austin
Yeah,
breaking glass music? I see that. He's
exactly.
coming out fired up. He's gonna walk straight past Tom Brady. It's game time.
Ooh, ooh. I could see a Stone Cold Stunner happening. I don't know, but no. But honestly, I'll say they'll at least they'll hug because Tom Brady's like that. Bill Belichick's like that. The only thing is, and I said somewhere else that I'd love to see Brady come out with the 7th ring and just be like, "Bah, pop, just pop, just what's up, bang."
Did it without
But
you.
yeah, exactly. But that matchup is going to be very interesting. I think Kansas City and Cleveland started off the first weekend. Man, that's going to be a great matchup, in my opinion. A rematch of the AFC Divisional Championship game.
I'm kind of glad, Fernando, you're carrying this NFL segment because I've been focused on Chargers so much that I forgot to look at the other teams. But
Bro, I got you.
I did see that Mahomes against Baker Mayfield week 1 matchup. And is that a primetime game by any chance?
No, it's well, yeah, because it's the 125 game. So they'll be the one. So we'll get Chargers, Washington, and then the
At
next
10
one
a.m.
is at 10 a.m. And then the whole country will probably get Kansas City and
Yeah,
Cleveland.
and it's an intriguing matchup because, dude, like when I look at the Browns roster, they're pretty stacked. And I know we said that last year and they kind of fell off and it was overhyped, but now it looks legit. Like if Baker could figure it out, that's gonna be a good team. I don't know if they can beat the Chiefs just yet, but that is a very intriguing week 1 matchup just to see how they're for real or not.
No, and they have Nick Chubb, they have Kareem Hunt, they have a dynamic run game. The only thing that I'm still harping on is that Odell does not fit that offense. I feel like I thought they were going to trade Odell, maybe get some capital for him, maybe draft a receiver in the first or second round or something like that. But I really thought we were going to see Odell go to another team. I just haven't seen them fit. And I think he was hurt last year. The year before that, it just hasn't clicked. And I feel like at times Baker's like honing in on him, and when he doesn't have him, he's like, okay, boom, I can spread the ball around. That's my only concern when it comes to Cleveland. I think their defense is good. Jadeveon Clowney's addition is okay. It's good. I don't think he's a pass rushing demon. I think he's good, but Myles Garrett obviously is great. That secondary is going to be pretty good. So yeah, no, I think Cleveland will give Kansas City a run for their money the first weekend, but I really do think the Chiefs will probably end up pulling that one out. But I like what Cleveland's done.
Send Odell to the Chargers with Justin Herbert. How about that, man? For a 3rd round pick, do it.
I don't think the Charger would like. I'm telling you, that dude's different. I mean, I mean, I guess they could make that work. He could be the slot.
I didn't know. I didn't know he had these many hot takes about the Browns. Come on, man. Let's get to the Chargers. I didn't know you had to get this off your chest.
No, I'm not getting anything on my chest. I'm just saying, like, as an observer, I've noticed that Odell just doesn't fit. But okay, bro, if you want me to jump over, I
Odell
will.
gets bashed all the time. Fernando, come on.
Okay, let's get it started. Week 1. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know how the hell the little music
I
goes.
don't know what that was, but okay.
I don't know what it was either.
Oh, was that the Monday Night Football music?
Oh, you know what it was, but that's not the one for this
Were
one.
you going for that?
No, what's the CBS? I can't remember what the CBS one is.
Sounds like ESPN to me.
Yeah, the one that I did sounded like ESPN, and I can't stop. Like, I just can't stop thinking about the ESPN one. But okay, Week 1, September 12th, at Washington Football Team, 10 a.m. Fitzmagic. I think that's what we're going to see at quarterback. Fitzmagic. This game intrigues me because of the defensive matchup, man. Those guys are the Washington is not to mess around with. They have a very good defense. What did you think about them getting right out of the gate? Brandon Staley, or Joe Lombardi's offense is going to get tested right out of the gate.
Yeah, obviously I go to the quarterback matches because I just think Fitzpatrick is really fun, especially September through October. He kind of gasses out November, December. So to see him into September against Herbert should be fun. Touchdown bombs away. But the first thing, well, actually, another thing I really thought about was Chase Young against Rashawn Slater. And remember when we spoke to Slater, he was like, when I played Young against Ohio State and I was at Northwestern, that game put me on the map. So I can see Rashawn Slater going up to Chase Young before the game and saying, thank you, I'm a first round pick because of you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that was another matchup. But when you going back to the Fitzpatrick and Justin Herbert, I put on Twitter, it's the hair versus the beard. By that time Justin should have his hair back. We have 126 days before.
It's already long.
Yeah. So yeah, and it's already growing. So I definitely think by that time the hair will be long again. It sounds like he wants to keep his locks intact this time. So it'll be like very interesting.
A WWE match where like the loser has to shave the beard or shave the head. How about that?
You're speaking my language. I'd love that. That would be a great one. I mean, heck, that'd be a lot of fun. But so that matchup I think will be very interesting. Like you said, it'll be like I said, Joe Lombardi. I mean, is this offense gonna go or not? You and I we've spoken about Joe Lombardi, and I mean there are concerns whether he has gotten over what he wasn't able to do in Detroit, and now he's with the Chargers. He has weapons: Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler, and he has a great rookie quarterback, He has Jared Cook as well. Now, can he piece this together and make this thing go? And that's going to be the interesting part about the whole thing. But is that kind of where you're pointing at, or do you kind of look at the defense as well?
No, and I'm sure you haven't forgotten, but the offensive line is brand new. Like imagine you're Joe Lombardi, you want to make all these pieces fit with with the offense. You got all this playbook, all these plays for Justin Herbert. But if there are 4 out of 5 new offensive linemen, if they can't get in sync right away, the chemistry wise, then the system or the game plan doesn't work because you're facing Montez Sweat, you're facing Chase Young, and they're kind of getting through, Corey Linsley, Brian Bulaga, Ode Abushi, Matt Filer, Rashawn Slater. It's not going to work for Justin Herbert, but I think we saw last year, Herbert can make it work, but it's going to be tough, man.
I think we may see somebody else at right guard. My money is on Brendan. Yeah.
Over Abushi? Wow, you're giving training camp battles pretty early, man. But okay, all right. I won't set the lineup just yet.
No. I know. I'm just messing with you. But I think that guy is something serious.
Yeah, no,
I think he's one of those guys, the blue collar guys, that's going to go out there and he's going to beat you down. I think I think he could finally be one of those those hidden gems that Tom Telesco finds. Tom Telesco found Desmond King. He's found some other guys, but maybe this is the first one that they get for the offensive line. I just think everything that I read about on him, I'm like, oh wow, I'm very impressed by him. I think he's going to be a very good player. But yeah, no, I mean, we're jumping ahead now to training camp. Can you imagine? Remember last year, Joe Rita got, whoa, Joe. He asked, what did he ask? Red zone for the first day of padded practice. Yeah, goal line. Yeah. So that's right here. Just whoa, Joe. So let's go to week 2. Dallas Cowboys, and our very own compa, our compa broke that story today, Gilbert Manzano, that the Dallas Cowboys will be coming to SoFi Stadium for Week 2. So last year the Cowboys got to inaugurate it with the Rams. This year they get to inaugurate it with the Chargers with fans. So last year no fans, Rams. This year fans, Chargers. So the Cowboys get to come to SoFi and play the Chargers. What do you think about that matchup? Is very interesting to me.
First of all, can I apologize to you? We had another interview scheduled for
Oh
Compas
yeah.
on the B. Just give you a tease because it's going to be a one-on-one interview for you. I'm going to feel left out watching it. But Albert, how about you preview? Who are you going to talk to for the separate Compas on the B episode?
You know, Gil, I love football. I love football. I love football. Tom Allnut, he is a reporter. He covers Real Madrid, Barcelona, and Atletico de Madrid. He covers all three teams. I got to we were going to talk to him, but you look down. It's funny. It was one of those things where you look down, you're like, I gotta go. I'm like, okay, bye, no questions asked, and then you dip out, and it was one of those things where we talked about everything La Liga. So he really broke it down. We had some fun, man. We even got to know some of the things that journalists, the difference between journalists in the United States and Europe when it comes to availability. What do they get to see? What don't they get to see? All this stuff. Gilbert, let me tell you right now, Karim Benzema is the Real Madrid striker. They're one of their best players, right? They sometimes go 3 to 4 months without speaking to him.
Wow.
Can you imagine not talking to Justin Herbert or not talking to some of these guys for 3 to 4 months?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know who that is.
No, it's fine. But I'm just telling
But
you.
he sounds like a star.
Yeah, he's a star player.
Okay.
But when Cristiano Ronaldo was there, sometimes they would go.
Okay. Give me that name. Okay.
They would go months without talking to him, speaking to them.
But yeah.
It's
No,
different.
I really want to watch this interview because I wanted to learn football. It was gonna be a football day, NFL football,
Exactly.
La Liga football, but I missed it to kind of get this breaking news of the
That's
Chargers.
fine, bro. That's what we do. Hey, expect the unexpected when it comes to your compas, because one day maybe I won't be able to do something and Gilbert will have to take over. So that's we're resilient. We're able to do stuff on the fly. So that's the good part about us. We're able to do stuff on the fly and we're good. But jumping back to this Cowboys thing, and you don't have to ever apologize to me, bro. We're good,
I feel like I left you stranded, but
you're good.
But I think it is going to be a good matchup, though.
Yeah, no. You know what intrigues me? Asante Samuel Jr., Chris Harris Jr. I think so too. Just because here's my matchup to watch for: Asante Samuel Jr., Chris Harris Jr., Michael Davis versus Michael Gallup, Amari Cooper, and CeeDee Lamb. That is gonna be a hell of a matchup, to be honest.
And I think this could be maybe the first true test for Brandon Staley's defense. And I know Washington is pretty solid with Fitzpatrick, and they have some good weapons there, and a good running back. But the Cowboys of Prescott are loaded. I know the Cowboys struggle on defense, but they know how to score points. It could be a shootout, and so unless Brandon Staley stops it, with his defense, and I want to see how does he kind of confuse Prescott. I want to see like the disguises, the different looks, the different fronts, the two safeties that he's always talking about up top. Where does Derwin James go for that matchup? So that home opener is going to be very intriguing for the Chargers, just in terms of defending Prescott, but I'm kind of curious to see what happens in the stands. This is going to be the first.
I was about to tell you the exact same thing.
Like a whole year went by without seeing any Chargers fans at SoFi Stadium, and we were always talking about, the question I always got, I'm sure you got it all the time, was, now that the Chargers moved to SoFi Stadium, will they have fans in Los Angeles? Will they support them? Because we got to keep it real. It was ugly at Dignity Health Sports whatever park in Carson, and the opponent fans outnumber heavily the Chargers fan. But I kind of gave them a pass because it's a small kind of not the best stadium. You want to sell your tickets to make a quick buck. I don't blame you, but SoFi, that's where you want the fans to really make a presence, and we didn't see that a year ago. Now, with a brand new quarterback, Justin Herbert, I think there's momentum for the Chargers. I think they gained a lot of fans in the last 12 months. That felt like 12 years of the pandemic.
Exactly.
For 12 months, they gained a lot of fans. But now they get tested out of the gates. Like, it's probably the most popular team in the NFL where the Charger fans come out. And from seeing Twitter, it sounds like they're gonna really accept the challenge.
It really does. I was looking at that too, and I saw a lot of a lot of people raise some concerns. They're like, hey, is this the matchup you really want your first weekend? And Charger fans are like, no, yeah, we're gonna fill that sound bitch up. And so it's gonna be it's gonna be really interesting to see if they do. But now, really, I mean, that, LA is full of Cowboy fans, so it's gonna, and they travel well, so it's gonna be very interesting to see the way Charger fans are gonna take this. Because I mean, honestly, like, you're gonna have a fight on the field and now in the stands, because it's like, are they really gonna be able to sell out all these tickets? And obviously, we don't know how much they're gonna have to fill the stadium, because of we don't know if California is gonna go 100% in full stadiums or not. I think, and to be honest, I'm just throwing it out there, I think they're going to be at like maybe 50, 75, maybe. I don't think they'll go the full 100 to start the season. But definitely that Cowboy matchup is going to be interesting for that same reason. Are they going to be able to fill the stands? And that's what we've been talking about. I mean, that's what we talked about with the whole Diaz-Spanos thing. That's what we've been talking about. I think this organization, and I'm not saying that they're 100% dependent, but they're dependent on number 10 to put asses in those seats. And it's going to be interesting, because Justin did connect with the fans last year, I think. And you think he did a lot of stuff on social media, the haircut, his play. But then on top of that, the whole brisket thing, I just feel like he really connected with fans in a year where you couldn't connect. So I think it'll be very interesting to see how much he fills the stadium up. But man, I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on that week 2 when we see if they're going to fill that stadium up or not.
Dude, I'm excited for the stands, but I'm excited for the quarterback matchups. Like we already mentioned Prescott and Fitzpatrick. I'm kind of getting ahead, but like the Chargers play, those two guys, and they face Patrick Mahomes in week 3. I'm just saying they get.
You're giving the quarterback. They get. You can give week 3.
We're next, but I was gonna say there's Lamar Jackson on the schedule. There's Joe Burrow. There's just a lot of good quarterback matchups. And I'm just really excited to see Herbert go toe-to-toe, because we saw against Drew Brees and Tom Brady, and now you get Burrow, Lamar.
I tweeted that out earlier, and I mean, I was like, oh, thanks for the retweet, by the way. No,
I was busy, man.
No, you're good. I'm kidding.
I'll check it out.
But at the bottom, I was like, oh crap! Like I put Bridgewater ? Drew Lock ? I put, Deshaun Watson ? Tyrod Taylor ? I mean, there's some that you really don't know, but some of these other ones.
Sorry, I just thought about that. Houston Texans could be Tyrod Taylor. Oh my God, revenge game.
Pep Hamilton. You're all about these damn revenge games, aren't you?
Yeah. Patriots 45-0 revenge game also.
So what is I saw some fan put that and I'm getting ahead of myself. That Pittsburgh Steelers is also the revenge game for what happened a couple of years ago.
The Renegade.
What were they up? 24-0 going into the fourth quarter, and then in the fourth quarter.
You're talking about the 2018
when they
Sunday
played
night football game.
No. I'm talking about that 2009. No, it was 19. It was 19.
Oh, when they got beat down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when there was like a fumble in the first snap, and Melvin Gordon and Phillip Rivers, and then the song. I just remember the song. They were playing
Renegade
the song, and it just didn't work out. But I thought you were talking about the 2018 where they did win that game.
No. I was talking about.
I was actually right here, my credential, that first game.
I was thinking of that game where Duck Hodges beat the Chargers. That game, he came out and really was slinging it, and the Chargers had no answer. So that's going to be another. But we're jumping ahead. But yeah, quarterback play is going to be huge. Speaking of quarterback play, I thought this one was going to be. I thought both Kansas City matchups were going to be prime time. As of right now, not as of right now. It's set, huh?
Just one, right?
Yep, just one. It's not. It's set in. This one's already set in stone. Both of them are, I guess, because the other one's Thursday Night Football. But week 3, the Chargers travel to Kansas City to play the Chiefs at 10 a.m. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Gilbert, last year, we did not get Patrick Mahomes against Justin Herbert. We got Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Herbert came in. Rookie Justin Herbert, who had never taken an NFL snap, came in and played. And then finally, when we got the bigger Justin Herbert, this guy is slinging over 30 touchdowns, Patrick Mahomes sits out that last game of the season. So we have not gotten Patrick Mahomes against Justin Herbert. This is our chance.
I don't know if I agree. I thought Herbert was really good in that debut. I was having fun covering it, man.
No. It was
But
great.
I get it. He is probably leaps and bounds much better.
I bet you that remember that pass where he rolls out to his left, and I remember his dad told me, bro, you don't leave that hanging for the honey badger.
Interception.
The one that he threw. No. The one that he threw to Mike Williams in the end
that
zone,
one too. Yeah.
And the honey badger comes in and
floater.
Yeah. those two mistakes won't. I'm not saying that those two mistakes cost them the game because the defense at one point kind of went down. They had given it all and they got exhausted. But I'm saying those two mistakes could have helped them if they turn into successful. They could have won them the game. That's why I'm saying this Justin Herbert, I believe, would not make those same kind of mistakes. So it's going to be very interesting to see this matchup.
Hey, and it's in KC. If we're traveling again, I don't have to be in the cold in December. And I love the atmosphere in Arrowhead, but not in December. So yeah, road game. I guess a
This has to be
sophomore
the first.
Justin Herbert.
This has to be the first matchup where they're not in December in Kansas City
It
in a
feels like
while.
they always end the season there, or at least in December. But yeah, get it out the way early. You get a big matchup against Mahomes in week 3. Hey, I'm for the shootout. And like you said, yeah, maybe now Herbert won't make those rookie mistakes that he did last year. And he wasn't doing them towards the end of last season. But,
No.
Again, there's the new coaching staff. We'll see how the first 2 games play out. But I am very excited for this matchup.
What's funny is that I remember last year Gilbert and I mean, just to give you guys a little insight, we would sometimes count how many times Justin would have a pass that could have been intercepted. And it really, I think after that New York Jets game, he really cut that out. There was nothing like that the rest of the season. And so that's what really impressed me from him is that he really cut that down. I remember the Panthers game, all these games in the beginning, they were either intercepted or they were potentially intercepted and dropped. After that Jets game, it seems like something clicked and he was able to finally not do something like that. But let's move on now to October 4th, Gilbert.
Oh, I know this one.
Lunes por la noche. Las Vegas Raiders come to town and they play the Chargers on Monday Night Football. That's going to be a good matchup, to be honest. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, and I'm actually kind of surprised the Chargers got all 3 of their primetime games at SoFi Stadium. This is going to be the first one. But yeah, Las Vegas, they came last year to SoFi Stadium. Remember that was the Donald Parham that reception that didn't get completed in the end zone in the right corner. The cannon went off for the Chargers, but they reviewed it and overturned. Just a heartbreaker. So again, revenge game, Fernando. I love the revenge game. Derek Carr, Justin Herbert, John Gruden comes to town on Monday Night Football with fans, and that's gonna be another intriguing one for the stands. Like the Raider fans come to support. In Los Angeles, so we'll see Chargers and Raider fans going at it in the stands. But it's going to be a good Monday night matchup, and I'm excited to see AFC West in prime time. I don't think we really got that with the Chargers, at least a year ago. Besides that exciting game against the Raiders on TNF.
Yeah, no. And honestly, for the last few years, it felt like the Chargers really weren't on primetime games, just because Phillip was kind of slowing down. The team wasn't doing that well. Even that season where they went 12-4, they weren't on prime time all that much. So it was really it really had gotten kind of down a little bit. Now this year, hey, you get 3 primetime games. I thought maybe that Cleveland game would be prime time, which is obviously next. Cleveland Browns 105. I wrote in my story that the last time the Chargers played the Cleveland Browns, this was a completely different team. Baker Mayfield looked lost. He didn't really know what he was doing. He made okay plays. Man, a lot of things have changed since then. This team is on a roll. Gilbert, we were talking about it. Tell the folks about that Cleveland Browns team.
Yeah, they played each other. Was it 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was the year that they went 12-4. So in 2018, they played.
It was before the London game. They had to stay in Cleveland for 2 weeks, right?
Oh, you weren't here yet.
It was right before my time.
Wow.
It was before your Compas time. But I do remember that vaguely. But Fernando, speeding up to 2021. If Odell Beckham's having a good year the first month of the season and we're going into week 5, I want you to play back that clip where you said Odell can't make it work with the Browns. So
no. Okay, and here we go. I didn't say that he can't make it work. It
sounded like you can.
I just said that it seems like Baker Mayfield is fixated sometimes on him, and he tries to feed him 5, 6, 7 balls a game, and sometimes your offense and what the defense is giving you just isn't helping. So I'm just saying that it may look different, but hey, I'm with you. I think that offense is going to be very good. Man, that two-headed, that's another thing that we haven't talked about. The Chargers defensive line, will it be able to hold up? They really didn't make all that many additions to it. And will they be able to hold up against, man, you see, okay, so first week, who's that rookie running back for Washington?
Washington, you mean the one from last year, Gibson?
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
I think Antonio Gibson.
Antonio Gibson. Then you see Ezekiel Elliott. Then you see obviously the Kansas City Chiefs have
Clyde
that
Edwards.
rookie Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and then you see Josh Jacobs?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs. But then you also see Kenyon Drake with the Raiders. Then the Cleveland Browns, they feature
Nick Chubb,
Nick Chubb
Kareem
and
Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
Ah, that
And
running
I
defense better be
and the
on
week after
point.
that, you face even better running backs when you see when you travel to Baltimore. So
Yeah,
man, that defensive line is going to have to hold up. It's going to have to
that's a
be a
good point.
rotation. The run game. I mean, they were what, middle of the pack last year, but the year before that they were terrible against the run. So it's really going to be interesting to see if the Chargers are going to be able to hold that down and not make all those mistakes that they made with terrible tackling a couple of years ago.
Yeah, now that now I'm intrigued. I'm looking at the schedule and I'm wondering if that the Browns Ravens back to back, Ravens on the road, Browns at home. Is that the toughest 2 game stretch for the Chargers on the schedule, you think? Because those you mentioned, you got me thinking now with those rushing attacks against that
Yeah.
defense, it's gonna be tough. It could contain Lamar Jackson and the
Yeah, I think
header
that
monsters.
I think those 2 games are going to be that's
Wow.
probably the toughest back to back. I mean, unless you want to. No, yeah, no, that's the toughest
Wow.
back to back.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's gonna be an issue for the Chargers. I know that was a thing that Anthony Lynn really kind of harped on. Like he didn't do a lot of things right. He
Yeah,
struggled every now and then, but he made sure that the Russian defense is on point. They're not gonna get beat up physically. And there was maybe a few games during his era that they got beat pretty bad, but for the most part, the Russian defense is pretty sound. So we'll see how it is with Brandon Staley. But yeah, you gotta be on point when you're playing those two rushing
exactly.
attacks.
No, and credit to Linval Joseph. He was a huge addition last year. I feel like we didn't really talk about him. I mean, we talked about him preseason because in training camp because all the fans were, or I mean, all the players were giving him nicknames, the Pepsi machine, like this, like that, like all this stuff. But really, he was a big addition. And then Joey again, even though Joey Bosa was hurt, the last few years he really has become a force against the run. So he's really helped out in that. But now can the rest of the team help when it comes against the run? And that's going to be really interesting. But let's go to Baltimore now. Obviously,
Yeah.
week 6 they go to Baltimore. That's not going to be an easy game. Baltimore now has Sammy Watkins. They drafted a receiver in the first round from Minnesota, I think. So they're going to be much improved. That matchup is really interesting to me too.
Yeah, especially stopping Lamar Jackson. That's going to be a problem for the Chargers defense. Joey Bosa, Derwin James if he's healthy. But it kind of takes me back to the playoff matchup in 2018. The Chargers had really stifled Lamar Jackson, and I don't know, they haven't played each other since then, right? Because
No,
they
they have not,
gave
sir.
Lamar his
Yeah.
first playoff loss, and they did that pretty well. So we'll see, how that kind of goes. But there's an intriguing trend that I've been kind of following with the quarterbacks. Usually these sophomore quarterbacks really kind of break out, and Lamar Jackson in his sophomore year won the MVP. Patrick Mahomes did it also his sophomore year, and Kyler Murray didn't do as well, but he had a breakout sophomore season. So I'm really intrigued to see what Justin Herbert does compared to those 3 guys, and to do it against Lamar Jackson should be fun to watch for Week 6.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, Baltimore has a good defense as well, so it's going to be interesting to see the way the Chargers are able to attack the offense, able to attack that secondary. Marcus Peters, everybody remembers Marcus Peters and all the stuff he does, whether it was with the Rams, whether it was with the Chiefs. I mean, he's a good ball hawking corner, so it'll be interesting. Now, Gilbert, you and we have to decide where we're going to go this week 7. It's the bye weekend.
Oh, do we get a break, Fernando? I feel like I've been
Bro,
talking for an hour now with this.
we get a break. We get a break.
This
We get a
schedule.
break.
for
Where
bye
are we
week.
gonna go? Where are we gonna go for that break? We got to go somewhere.
Man, you know what's crazy to me? Like there's going to be 18 games, no, 17 games in 18 weeks. So we might need to get a real break, and there's so many games to talk about. But I don't know. We got to figure it out. We
Yeah,
need a good time.
exactly. Now the week after that, Halloween,
The
Chargers play
revenge game.
the. Could you ask for a better Halloween game than Bill
Spooky.
Belichick, Senator Palpatine from Star Wars coming in, the evil Emperor coming in and getting to play against the Chargers? Gilbert, I want a prediction right now. Is it Mac Jones or is it Cam Newton?
I was gonna just ask you that. Who's gonna be playing against Justin Herbert, starting quarterback? And
I'll
what
say
week is
it's
that?
Mac
I was
Jones.
gonna say week 8. By that
Week 8.
time,
I'll say Mac
yeah,
Jones.
Mac Jones will be in. But the real question, will Gunnar Olszewski be playing and returning punts? Because he was a nightmare last year.
Dun dun dun. I that man, that guy was something else. He really took it to the Chargers last time. He really played well. So can you I mean, that guy, he almost took another one back. Do you remember that? He almost had a second punt return back.
I'm trying to forget that atrocious performance on special teams.
It's funny when I was talking to Tom Allnut on off camera. He was like, "Hey, did you ever have a game where you kind of like dozed off or whatever? Like because either like the fans weren't there, it was kind of weird. This that." I was like, "Dude, that I automatically thought about that Chargers Patriots game where at one point I was kind of like, okay, dude, like they're not doing anything like on offense, defense, nothing. So that was
Stop
the
the
game
fight.
yeah, exactly.
Mercy
Like,
rule.
this is a knockout. Like, what are you guys doing? So that's the game I would probably point to.
A quick question before we move on. How many times do you think you're going to write 45-0 the week of the Patriots game? I feel like I'm going to write 45-0 like 30 times in my stories that week.
I'm with you. I think I really do think I'm going to be doing a lot of that. Just because, I mean, that was the theme. That's what happened. I mean, I don't know how else to put
It's
it.
like
I mean,
it's like a Floyd Mayweather record, like 49-0.
it's imprinted into my head that that's what happened. Honestly, so yeah, 45-0. We're probably going to be putting a lot. I can't wait to speak to Bill though. I'm excited to talk to Bill and ask him about Hunter Henry. Ask him about Justin Herbert. Last year, he gave me a great quote when it came to Justin Herbert. What were you going to say?
I was trying to do an impersonation of Bill. He's always,
Yeah,
but he always does like a click, like, yeah, Justin Herr is a very good quarterback. That was pretty bad. Sorry,
that's hard. I mean, no. It's actually, I mean, Hunter Henry. He's a
but he
good
does like a little
tight end,
click. He's like, in the.
Let me rip my shirt up a little bit and be like, he's a good.
But he's sometimes a good quote. At least with the opposing.
Well, yeah, with us, he's a great quote, and I mean, he knows that we're just trying to talk to him and stuff, and we're not trying to do anything. I mean, as long as we don't let certain people in there, Chief. I mean, we should be all good when it comes to that. But after that Patriots game, we go to the city of brotherly love at Philadelphia. We as in hopefully the media, we get to travel. But November 7th at Philadelphia. This one intrigued me, Gilbert. It's a 1:05 game. It is not a 10 a.m. game. I know.
For a deadline, that kind of gets me mad. But
this real quick, I'm so sorry. This reminds me of last year, the first game of the season. Our good friend Jeff Miller and I, we go to Cincinnati, and we're literally typing. We're doing all of our stuff. We look around. We're like, oh, nobody's here. Okay, well, whatever. We grab all of our stuff. Dude, we were locked inside the stadium. We didn't know where to go out. We didn't know anything. We saw an emergency opening, and we're like, should we do it? Should we not? What should we do? And then Jeff and I just go, oh, whatever. And we open it. It doesn't ring, thank God. But still, we were nervous. We were able to get out of the stadium finally. But yeah, it was crazy. But that's what kind of feeling I have with this Philadelphia Eagles game starting at 1:05.
Yeah, on a personal level, I'm kind of excited to. If we start traveling, I'm excited to go to Philly because I've never been to Philadelphia. And
I've never been to Philly.
Yeah, so one of the stadiums I haven't covered or been at.
That Rocky statue picture.
Hey, if we get out there, we're getting a Compas picture by the statue, and we're gonna be tourists. I don't care.
We're running up those stairs too. We'll have if we definitely take our good friend Daniel or my brother Daniel, he can be at the top of the stairs. We'll run up the stairs and we'll do a whole the whole Rocky thing.
Yeah. I am down. We're getting a Philly cheesesteak. We're gonna be such tourists, whatever. I don't care, but
I think we may have to leave a day earlier or go out.
I don't know. We'll see. But on a football level, again, another mobile quarterback and Jalen Hurts will be a problem for the Chargers defense. But I'm kind of a little iffy on the Eagles. I feel like they haven't really done too much
They traded up for Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
They have Darius Slay at cornerback. They have some. They're more of a rebuilding team, Gilbert. They're really they've got some pieces, but they're rebuilding. Miles Sanders, her running back, is a dangerous guy though. Is a dangerous running back though.
Didn't they just
So,
pick up a running back too? It's kind of weird. I forget who they just picked up too.
oh, they did just
Oh, the
pick
guy
up
from
someone.
the Lions. I'm
Oh,
blanking on his.
Kerryon Johnson.
There we go. So
Yeah,
they're
and they already had what's his name too. The one that he was with them, then he went down to Miami. Then Howard. The what's his
oh
name?
yeah,
Howard.
yeah, Jordan
Jordan
Howard.
Howard.
And
They picked
let me
him up too.
I'm gonna try to avoid this, but I'm gonna give a quick rant on fantasy football. I had Miles Sanders a year ago, and Doug Peterson never gave him the rock, so I am kind of peed about that. So stop bringing running backs. Give the ball to Miles Sanders.
There you
Anyways,
go. And speaking of man, another good running back. The week after that, they play the Minnesota Vikings at 105 at SoFi
Dalvin.
Stadium.
Damn.
Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen. You know what's
Yeah.
funny, Gilbert? In my article, I was gonna put question marks around Kirk Cousins as a starting quarterback, just because I'm hearing a lot about this other kid. I don't know I really
Oh,
can't remember his name.
yeah, from Mississippi State.
From his, yeah. Let me look
Well,
him up real quick.
they wanted Justin Fields. They wanted to draft him if he was there at 14, but the Bears went up and took him. And I don't know if you saw Justin Jefferson's interview with Colin Cowherd, and he pretty much, I'll just say he wasn't really too kind to Kirk Cousins. He was just pretty much saying Joe Burrow. Like he asked him to compare Joe Burrow and Kirk Cousins, and he's like, he pretty much just said Joe Burrow's way better. But I love the honesty. I'm not gonna knock him for honesty.
Kellen Mond.
Yeah, so who knows? I think he was like a 5th round pick, so maybe it's not a guarantee that he'll do well. But it just Kirk Cousins may be on the way out after next year. But anyways,
Can you imagine? We're already talking about life after Kirk Cousins when guys like Aaron Rodgers are playing at 37, 38, Tom Brady's playing at 43. Like Kirk Cousins is only 30 years old or 31, and they're already talking about life after Kirk Cousins. I mean, it's one of those things, but. Yeah, that matchup should be very interesting. I think their defense is still rebuilding.
yeah,
They have Patrick Peterson, so that'll be someone good to watch. But yeah, no, I mean they're kind of a rebuilding team. Their offensive line is getting rebuilt, so it'll definitely be an interesting matchup.
yeah, it's going to be a very run heavy opponents list. Now I think about it, so we'll see how the Chargers do on that point. But
yeah, because I was thinking about the Patriots. The Patriots are going to run with all their guys.
If Cam Newton's still in there,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
So now we go.
Who's next?
Next, Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday night Sunday Night Football. Yeah, that one's going to be interesting, Gilbert.
Yeah. I was gonna say who's the quarterback there, but it's still Big Ben, right? I felt like he kind of retired last year. He struggled a year ago. Juju Smith-Schuster.
He was good. It just at the end, it just all unraveled.
Yeah. Dude, they were like 11-0 and they lost like a bunch of games. Like they really fell off. They don't have Marquise Pouncey anymore. The defense is gonna be still pretty good, but I think they lost Bud Dupree. But I don't know about the Steelers. I'm having mixed feelings about them, but them coming to town, Sunday Night Football, maybe a lot of terrible towels in the stand could be a problem. But Big Ben, I don't know. He struggled a year ago and not coming back for another year. He might be on the way out. I don't know.
We saw Eli Manning struggle towards the end. We saw Phillip Rivers struggle towards the end. This could be the season that Ben Roethlisberger. And I mean, Phillip didn't struggle all that much last year with Indy, but you still saw some of that chink in the chain where it wasn't the same Phillip Rivers. So I'm with you. I don't know how he's going to play. Juju, to me, isn't a number one receiver, so it'll be interesting to see if he's able to do something with Pittsburgh next year. That'll be a good match. I want to see Asante Samuel Jr. against Juju. That'll be my matchup to watch for in that game, but that'll be an interesting game. I'm really interested to see what some of these guys are able to do, but interesting matchup. That'll be fun. Next game is at the Denver Broncos. We know what happened last time. That one's at 105.
That's the first Denver matchup?
Yep, that's the one.
That's a late one, huh?
Yeah, the 105. Remember what happened last year when they went to Denver? They blew a 24 point, 20
that's
point.
the game with
20
Kenneth
point,
Murray
21
with the
point lead.
Face.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where I think Chris Harris kept saying, like, if he was in the game, he would have got that last stop. And I think it was Drew Lock.
Tavon Campbell. Yeah. Tavon Campbell was covering. He had missed the
KJ Hamler was receiving. guy
That's
on
the
the
one where
touchdown.
he sat like yeah. His butt like touchdown and
But
everything.
yeah, now I'm blanking. Did the Chargers beat the Broncos at home
They
at
did
least? Okay,
19
so
to
it was
16.
it was
Badgley
just
hit
yeah.
a
Oh
yeah
yeah, it was kind of ugly game. But yeah,
yeah.
they let Drew Lock come back, and I think Herbert kind of also had some hiccups towards the end of that game.
Whoa, back that horse up, little
I
my
gotta I gotta
my
be
compa.
honest.
Who's gonna be the quarterback?
For the Broncos?
I want to know. Yeah, my bad.
I thought you were knocking me
No
for
no
saying
no no
Herbert. I know we
no
can't talk about Herbert struggling at all,
no no
but
no 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 no. He
game
did. No, at times he did, but.
But yeah, okay, you're right. It might not be Drew Lock, but who else is in the
Teddy
roster? Oh, okay,
Bridgewater.
okay. You're right. I think Teddy could probably beat out Drew Lock, but we'll see. When you have a competition, you kind of it lights a fire under you. So maybe Drew Lock could go back to his rookie year where he's actually 2-0 against the Chargers at home.
He is.
So
No,
he
he
has
is.
that.
And no, but my bad. I didn't mean to make it sound like you can't knock Justin for
I was like,
no.
whoa.
Justin, you know what? Justin in that game showed a lot of flashes, but because remember that one pass to Mike Williams where he hit him and Mike caught it with one hand. I was impressed. The
Yeah.
one where Mike kind of lost control of it and the corner came down with that interception, I was like, ugh. Then he had one where he blatantly threw it right at Justin Simmons, and Justin Simmons intercepted him. But yeah, no, definitely Herbert had some good. Herbert had some bad. The play calling at the end, that's what we really questioned when it came to Anthony Lynn,
can't forget about that.
because no, and honestly, it was justified because if you really look at it, there was times where the offense at the end was just they got down to the red zone and then they called like 3 plays that you're like, what's going? Even Keenan was like, dude, what are we like? Even he looked and he's like, what are we doing? Like, why are we doing this? And he looked frustrated. And I mean, I understandably so. I think it's partially Anthony Lynn, but I think it is like a lot of it was on Shane Steichen as well. Because at like the game against Miami, we were confused. The game against Buffalo, that one where this quarterback sneak, just silly, stupid mistakes that you see. And and by the way, he will be the Chargers will travel when they go to Philly. That
Another
we
one.
forgot about that.
Shane Steichen.
It'll be Shane Steichen against the Chargers. So
There we go.
that'll be an interesting matchup. You know what? I wonder if I've never known this, and I mean, I'd love to ask Tom Telesco this, but they scout these guys out. I wonder if they have stuff on Jalen Hurts. Remember they were looking at him. They were looking at every single quarterback. I wonder if they have anything on him, but my bad. Going back to now where we're in Denver, that'll be an interesting matchup just because of everything that they have. That defense got better, man. They got Patrick Surtain in the first round. It's just surprised a lot of us. I thought they were going to take Justin Fields.
Yeah, but now they're going to be struggling looking for a quarterback. But at least the secondary is going to be very good. It's going to be a lot of problems for Herbert and Keenan and Mike Williams. But hey, the Chargers are also loaded on offense. It's going to be a good, fun matchup against that secondary.
I'm with you. Next week, the week after that, December 5th at Cincinnati.
There we go.
That one's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be Joe Burrow versus Justin Herbert, the matchup we didn't get last year.
We missed out on the number 1 pick against the number 6 pick. I'm already forgetting on Herbert. But it's crazy to think that 5 teams passed on, actually 6 teams. But you can't really blame the Bengals for taking Joe Burrow because he had a great year. But now we're gonna see who's the better quarterback. I know Burrow's coming off an injury, so maybe it's not fair to say. But this late in the year, was it week 14 we're at now?
Yeah,
maybe Burrow's 100% complete. Week 13, 100%. So we're going to see these guys really, truly go at it. It might be worth the wait, but I am very excited just on the quarterback matchup alone because Burrow was lights out a year ago.
Yeah, no, and the team really, you could tell they listened to him because he wanted Jamar Chase. They got him Jamar Chase. It's going to be interesting to see how that offensive line blocks for him next year. You have Jonah Williams, you have Riley Reif, but then the inside, how's that all going to go down? I mean, we saw last year, I feel like the injury to him really scared the Chargers in a sense, and all the hits that Herbert took last year, I think that kind of scared the Chargers, and that's what made them go out and fix this offensive line, which, again, an offensive line is never fully fixed, but the Chargers did improve it, and they put some money towards it, so it's going to be really interesting to see how they do with it. But this Burrow versus Herbert, I think I'm surprised that it's the 10 a.m. game. I thought might be a little bit later just because of all the glamour that's going to be towards it. But that's going to be a good matchup, Gilbert. Yeah, I mean that's the week after. Let's call it the Steffi Smalls Bowl. That's what we're gonna call it because it's the Chargers against the New York Giants. That's gonna be a pretty good matchup. Gilbert, Saquon Barkley comes to SoFi Stadium. What do you think about that matchup?
Yeah, it's another good running back if he stays healthy. Barkley has trouble staying healthy, and it's gonna be late in the year, so hopefully he's out there. He's a great running back. I have my doubts about Daniel Jones. I think he's been struggling, but he has Kenny Golladay now. He has some good weapons, and the O line might be an issue. I forget who did they draft in the first round? The Giants.
Oh, that receiver Tooney.
Oh,
from Florida, that small little shifty receiver.
Oh, that's right. They traded down with
they traded down a couple of times.
So they have some weapons on offense. They're actually pretty good on defense. Now I think about it, they got some pretty good guys in free agency. So it might be a tough match for the Chargers. But again, I have my doubts about Daniel Jones making it work. But definitely a winnable game. But I know you like to. I'm surprised you missed the opportunity to give me a joke, to give your joke about just Jason Garrett. I never wanted Jason Garrett, so I'm gonna stop you before you get a joke. But I just threw Jason Garrett on my potential quarterback candidates list. Okay, move on. So I'm glad you forgot.
That's what you wanted.
I just wanted to say I never wanted Jason Garrett, but he's coming to town. Why not?
This is what you wanted, Gilbert. No, I honestly I behaved. And I was going to behave. So, but hey, you brought it up. So I'll say you wanted Coach Clapp as the Chargers head coach.
I said he's a possible candidate who did get an interview for the last time.
No, okay. I know. I just have to give you a hard time. This same day, though, the Kansas City Chiefs play the Las Vegas Raiders at home. Why do I mention that, Gilbert? Because 3 days later, the Chargers play the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, okay.
That's going to be a very good matchup, Gilbert. That's going to be... I wrote in my story, this could either be who's going to win the division or where are the Chargers going to select next season. So this game could decide a lot.
Yeah, I know people are crowning the Chargers because they have Justin Herbert and they got Corey Linsley, but I see this team still kind of being in a fringe wild card mix. So it could be a game with a lot of implications. I don't know about the division at stake. Maybe the Chiefs might be ahead comfortably at that point, but it might be a game where it's going to matter a lot for the Chargers to be in the postseason. I'll say that.
I'll tell you this. The reason why, and I'm not saying that the Chiefs won't win the division. I'm saying the question marks that I have about Kansas City is their defense. They added a lot of guys on offense. They helped that offensive line out. Now my questions are towards the defense. They have the Honey Badger. They have Chris Jones. You're really going to bring out the same cornerbacks you had last year?
Don't they do that every year, Fernando? It just takes Patrick Mahomes for them. That's the one team I let them slide when it comes to defense.
I don't know. At one point, you're going to need your defense, and they really needed them against Tampa Bay, and it just didn't show out.
But that's because the O-line gave up on them. But now,
the thing is that you can't always. The thing is, I thought the Chiefs would learn, hey, we can't always depend on Patrick Mahomes. We're going to have to depend on that defense. They've thrown all their money basically at that offense. So now it's going to be really interesting to see if that defense, because at one point, Gilbert, we're going to see shootouts when it comes to Kansas City. Some of these offenses are going to just go shootout mode with Kansas City. And can Kansas City keep it? Because last year at times, they really were in some dogfights. Atlanta gave them a dogfight. And they really fought them until the end, and Kansas City almost lost that game. I mean, obviously they won and everything, but still, there's a dangerous game that these guys are playing, and it's going to be interesting to see how Kansas City does. Now, I'm not saying that the Chargers are going to be close to them. I don't know, but I truly think that the Kansas City's not going to win this the way they have these last few years, where they're just completely going and winning the division without a fight. I think this year they may get the first fight in a while. And the Chargers, hey, they have not won this division since 2009. So in the Tom Telesco era, they have not won the division. They have not won the division in a long time. So it'll be interesting. The week after that, we talked about it, is they go to Houston to play I think it'll be, I don't know who it's going to be, but most likely it sounds like Tyrod Taylor.
Revenge game.
10 a.m. I don't know. I mean, what weapons do they have that I can really think about? I mean, they have, what's his name? He used to be a receiver for the Rams, Brandon Cooks.
Oh, yeah. He's still there.
Yeah. They have a lot of running backs.
Will Fuller's
They
gone,
have
right?
Philip Lindsay. They have, God, what's his name? Mark Ingram. They have a lot of running. They have a collection of running backs.
This is a you cannot lose game for the Chargers.
I know.
The
and
Texans
this is going to be the one that they struggle with the most. They might pull it out, but they'll struggle with this one just because it's that game.
Besides the whole Tyrod Taylor aspect, I don't know what's going on with Deshaun Watson, but
Pep Hamilton's there too.
Yeah, Pep Hamilton's there, but it's gonna be probably an ugly game if just looking at the Texans on paper. So I don't want to spend too much time on it because it's gonna be an ugly game, and for the Chargers, could be a great easy day.
Definitely. The week after, Denver Broncos come to town.
What week are we in now? Are we almost done?
Week 17.
My back's hurting, Fernando.
Week 17.
Okay.
Bro, by the way, nice shirt.
Thanks, man. I gotta give it some love.
El Conejo Malo. WWE. Look at that. That WWE shirt with him jumping off the turnbuckle. That's a good one. But the Broncos come back into town. It'll be another interesting matchup. They get the second to last game in Los Angeles like they did last year. Broncos came in the week before the Chargers ended their season. So that's going to be another interesting matchup to get to see this team 2 times in a row.
Yeah, come home. It could be a tough game for the Chargers in Denver, but I think at home against this Bronco team, which it's still a lot of question marks, I think they'll have a decent day against them. I'll say that.
The Chargers really can never sweep the Broncos. It'll be interesting to see if they can finally do it this year. But
you're right on that point.
It always takes them forever. But that last matchup, Gilbert, we're taking Compas.
Yes, start the club music. Oh no, I'm doing like the sprinkler, by the way. I'm way off. But yes, in Las Vegas, was it January 9th?
January 9th. I'm excited for that one. I'm definitely like Compas. We should take it to Las Vegas for that game. I think it'll be fun.
I'm just a little mad it's in January. I wanted a pool party in September, even October, but whatever. We're gonna make it fun. We should find somewhere to host Compas in Las Vegas in the city. That'd be pretty fun.
That'll be fun. Yeah, no, I'm with you. It'll be the Las Vegas Raiders to end the season. That's gonna be a fun matchup, Gilbert. Again. Last year,
wild card implications right there.
I know. Last year, the Chargers were there. They faced the Raiders. Justin Herbert was able to get the victory at the end of the game when he said, "I'm in." I was in. So it'll definitely be a good matchup to go up against the Raiders that second time. Man, they're ending the season. 3 out of the last 4 are going to be division.
Yeah, and that's the way they like to do the schedule. I know there was some doubts about that extra week 18. Would it be a division game? Would it be that extra matchup against the Vikings? But no, I like this format. Ended with division opponents because there's more to it and it means a lot more. But it's gonna take me a while to get used to week 18 and extra games. Like I'm gonna complain a lot to you about it. So, but I'm ready. In Las Vegas, an extra game? Why not?
Yep. So, Gilbert, now. We're gonna do a little rapid fire.
There's more. What are we doing,
bro?
It's been an hour.
Off of the top of your head to end this, I want you to give me your predictions. We're gonna go through this quickly. Don't give me you can give me a quick explanation, but I want to know your.
Are you gonna make me go through the entire schedule and do WL,
bro? It's May. We're already supposed to be talking about this stuff.
And all right, you're gonna put me. We're both doing this. We're gonna take. Forever.
We'll both do it. We'll both do it. Wow. Okay, fine. You do it.
Who's keeping track? Me.
Huh?
Okay, fine.
All right.
Okay. Fine.
Week 1 at Washington football team.
W.
Oh,
you're gonna write it down.
I need to write this down.
We are not prepared. This podcast. What is going on here on Compas on the Beat? We're better than this, Fernando.
I know.
But I like that you're putting me on the spot.
All right. So you said week 1 win. Okay. Week 2 Dallas Cowboys.
Win. Why did I say that? Okay, fine. 2. That's
at
2
Kansas City.
L.
Raiders.
That's at home, right?
Yeah.
I'll say win.
Damn. Cleveland Browns.
L.
At Baltimore Ravens.
L.
They're 3-3 at the bye. Okay. New England Patriots.
W. Revenge game.
Stay away. At Philadelphia.
W.
Ooh.
No revenge for Steichen.
Minnesota Vikings.
W. Wow. Okay. You're looking good right now, huh?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
L. I say hiccup. I can't get not too many wins.
At Denver Broncos.
L. Traditional hiccup.
At Cincinnati Bengals.
W.
New York Giants.
W.
Kansas City Chiefs.
W.
Ooh. At Houston Texans.
W.
Denver Broncos.
Oh my God, what am I doing? W.
At Las Vegas Raiders.
L.
So you have them going
I gave them a lot of W's.
11-6.
That sounds so weird to me. 11-6.
So that to me is a wild card team.
That is, and I still have so many concerns about this team. Why'd you put me on the spot? We're gonna go back to this video and say I said 11-6. Man, all right, fine. But yeah, I have concerns about I have concerns about the roster, but maybe the schedule is shaping up nicely, and that's what you need. You put me on the spot, man.
I know, and that was beautiful. So definitely, write that down. Gilbert has them 11-6. Jeez, that sounds so weird.
How about for you? Instead of wasting time and doing the game by game, what are you going to see for this team? Come on, I got to put you on the spot somehow.
What do I see?
Yeah,
I'll say 12-5, and they make they're the top wild card team.
Jesus, we're really on the hype train off season for the Chargers.
I don't
feel good about it because I just need Derwin James to stay healthy.
I've seen something
I need
different.
Tranquil to be healthy, man. I need to see the coaching staff.
In all of Tom Telesco's tenure, and yeah, I'm putting it on the spot. I haven't seen this attention to detail that I have seen in the past. In the past, I didn't really see, like, when they needed stuff, okay, they put it on the back burner. Now they're really there and they're getting it. So that's my thing right now. I'm seeing that the Chargers are going out there. They got everything they needed. They still have some concerns. Yes, defensive line. There's still a couple of secondary issues here and there. And I'm talking about DBs and special teams. Are they going to go with Michael Badgley again? Are they going to go with Ty Long again? What's that going to look like? So there are some concerns. But I truly do believe if the Chargers are a top 5 offense, top 10 defense, and top 15, top 10 special teams, I do believe that they'll be back in the playoffs after being away for 2 years, but 3 years actually. But definitely, I think they could be a lot better next year.
Fernando, I've been up since 5:30 in the morning. I'm tired, so I'm going to piggyback off of your analysis, and I'm going to say I agree. I don't feel good about 11 wins, and definitely not 12 wins, but that's what you put me on the spot. But I am tired. 11 wins it is for the Chargers, and it sounds pretty nice.
There you go. Hey, that means playoff football, extra football for us. So there you go. More work. So it'll be interesting. But Gilbert, you know what? I think it's time. Vámonos.
Finally, ya me voy a dormir. ¿Ya nos vamos? Pues vámonos.